And it is time to fight Reno. So we're still on ATB active. We still have a bunch of grenades. Battle speed is still fast. So all you got to do, it's time for Reno. Reno is the easiest fight in the world. All you have to do is hold up and circle to queue up 3 grenades. And then you just hold circle to throw grenades at him until he's dead. He always does the same things, kind of. For the first turn, he does a pyramid. Then he will spend 3 turns doing regular attacks that might be either just hitting someone or electromag rotting them. He'll do just one or the other 3 times. And then he pyramids somebody else. But if you just sit here holding circle and throwing grenades at him, it takes 8 grenades to kill him. And so after that 3rd attack, he's done. And he won't get to the 2nd pyramid. So don't bother breaking someone out of a pyramid. Yeah, don't bother breaking someone out of a pyramid. All you gotta do is start out the fight with up and circle to queue up your grenades. And then just hold circle after that to throw more grenades. An interesting note to talk about here is that different characters have different grenade throw animations that take different amounts of time. Cloud is actually one of the slowest grenade throwers, and Tifa is one of the fastest. So if he pyramids Cloud, you actually save a little bit of time because Cloud is such a slow grenade thrower. If he pyramids Tifa, you lose a little bit of time because she's so fast at it. And that's the fight. Now, I guess we could talk about grenade saving strategies. If for some reason you're worried about your grenade count and you want to save a grenade, you should be able to do 1 regular attack with Cloud. And that should save a grenade. So, regular attack with Cloud here. Yeah, there's some other funky things about it though. Like I say that you save a little bit of time if he pyramids Cloud. However, it's kind of bad though because as we see from this run, Cloud got a limit break because he wasn't because he didn't get pyramided, and that's very good. You want Cloud to get limits early on in the game, because we need to unlock cross slash as quickly as possible, and so Cloud getting pyramided there, even though it saves time from grenade throw animations, it's actually kind of bad because then he's not going to get he's less likely to get a braver given to him by Reno. So this time was pretty good. Cloud did not get bravered or did not get pyramided. He earned a limit break. That's good. You can even use a limit break on Reno if you want. Use a braver to, that saves a grenade. Here, just talk to Tifa and then talk to the panel. But yeah, so that's Reno for you. I don't think that there's too much to say about that fight. You may use a braver on him if you want. On this part, if your mashing is just right, you can actually skip the animation of Sung slapping Tifa, Aeris. It doesn't save any time, but it's a thing. Okay, so at this point, I just start holding down and run, because what I like to see, once the camera angle changes, you see how Cloud is like, Barrett is stuck trying to run down to a certain position. That's because we held only down and run, and then what I do here is I walk just left until Barrett gets into position, and then walk just right in order to line Cloud up with Barrett. And then I think like that and like that. And now you can start mashing circle, because that will trigger. Mashing circle or pressing circle on Barrett triggers his next thing that he does, which is to grab this thing. Now, there's an interesting bit here, though. Let's say you just kept pressing circle on Barrett. If you just keep hitting circle on him... Okay, I wasn't quick enough on this one. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Hang on. This is kind of tricky to do. But if you're just following Barrett around and mashing circle on him, what you end up doing is this. He will just, for some reason, if you keep mashing circle on him, he'll just keep doing this. So if you ever see this happening, just hands check. Because it's because you're mashing circle, right? So that's why my whole thing is talk to Tifa once, talk to the thing, mash through the dialogue. When the FMV starts, hold down and sprint. Camera angle change. Left, right. Start mashing circle just until Barrett starts running. Then stop mashing circle. And just walk Cloud over to Barrett. And just sit there. And then when you clear this dialogue box right here, the wire to get out, when you clear this dialogue box, you get a bathroom break. So clear it. Stop pressing anything. And we get ourselves a bathroom break. Alright, so the reason that that's a bathroom break is because the next text box isn't until here, and even this text box, you don't even have to clear until, like, until now, really. So there you go. Now we just have mashing, though. So we've got ourselves a cutscene. I'm going to fast forward it, because this is just mashing. At some point, Cloud leaves, though. So when Cloud leaves, it's time to be attentive. Because now as Tifa comes down, this is the end of the cutscene. Okay. It is now time for a rather, this is a rather complicated screen as far as movement goes. So I'm going to do the same trick as before and just freeze my danger at 0 so that I can show you guys the, movement in peace. So the first thing to do here is you have to run a little bit straight down, but then the best way to get up this thing with best movement is to go down left. So it's straight down until about here, and then you go down left, and Cloud will run from this corner to this corner, and once he gets around the corner, switch to just down to kind of slide along the edge down here and get down to the cutscene trigger. So it's down left and then just down. So I've been talking about this quite a bit, and the deal is that brushing on things is generally good. If you try to, like, avoid this wall, if you run down left, you'll go, like, this direction, kind of, and then down, regular down, will bring you this direction. Because this game only has 8 directions in it, right? So with 8 directional movement, this is extra, this is just extra movement that you don't need. But if you slide Cloud along walls, that unlocks new directions. That unlocks more than just the 8 directional movement. You can run straight to this point. You know, you can run straight to that point if you utilize the grind against the wall, which you achieve by just pressing down, right? And Cloud will slide against the wall. So that is why you'll notice a lot of the tight movement in this game is about brushing on walls that have a good angle to them. And it sounds kind of complicated, but it sort of becomes second nature as you do it. So once again, that's just down into down left, into straight down. Starts a little cutscene right here. Alright, so now the movement in this room is real weird. So first of all, you want to run across this plank. The easiest way to run across this plank is to be buffering down and left out of that cutscene. Because down and left out of that cutscene just goes straight across the plank and to right here. So about here I switch to down, about there I switch to down right, about here right and up right, and then just up. About here switch to straight left, straight down to get onto this thing, and then it's down left, left, down left, and then switch to down right, about right there. Alright, so buffering down left, down, down right, right, up, left, down left, left, down right. Yeah? All right, and now lastly, this screen is one of those screens where right kind of moves you down right, you know? Your D-pad is at an angle. And so the way that I get through this screen is just to go right until about here with this like kind of dark area on the dirt. And then you go upright until you're kind of brushing on this thing, and then you just go up. So it's just right, up, you know, just a simple rounded right angle, and that's all that is. So now, let's talk about with the step route. So with the step route, this is one of the this is one of the parts where you have to use where you get into the battle to know how your steps are doing. So down left, down. All right. So about here you press down right. And we're going to get into a battle somewhere in this range. And that's how we know how good our steps are. Now, there's a weird detail about this part, which is that this screen has steeper damage incrementation than the next screen does. And that causes a weird side effect. So let's explain it in a certain way. All right, I'm going to use some abstract numbers that don't matter, but what matters is the understanding of what they mean. Let's say it takes 2,000 frames to get through this screen, right? 2,000 frames of movement gets you through this screen. And if you've been right on steps, you get the battle 1,500 frames in. That means that after the battle, your danger resets to 0, and then it takes you 500 frames to get out of the screen. So that's 500 more frames of danger incrementation. And then you get into a screen where the danger incrementation goes down. The fact that this screen has more danger incrementation means that you need to worry if you have more frames exiting the room than those 500. If you have those, if you got if you got the fight, those theoretical 1,500 frames in, and it took you those theoretical 500 frames to exit the screen, that's 500 frames of steep danger incrementation. But let's say you were a little bit behind on your steps, and you got the battle 1,200 frames into this screen. Then it takes 800 frames to exit this screen, which means that you got more danger incrementation in the steeper room. So what that means, ultimately, is that we are going to get a fight here, and after the fight, we need to take steps. Now, remember the whole concept, though, where steps burn through your step IDs kind of quickly, and so if you take too many steps, it puts you behind? The danger incrementation here creates a very counterintuitive system where if you are further behind, like if you're behind on your steps, you actually have to take more steps and put yourself even further behind because of the danger incrementation, because you need to burn through more step IDs walking, otherwise the higher danger incrementation screws you. So, let's show exactly why that is here, or let's kind of show it in action here. So I'm gonna run down right here. We've got big shoes up now, so you guys can see how this is happening. So we've got big shoes up, and we're gonna run straight down right, and that is extremely good steps. What I just got extremely good steps. And if your steps are this good, you can take, you can take 20 steps and you'll be fine, right? So you can kind of run up here and then go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and a half. And you see, it looks like those 20 steps are, the reason I did 20 and a half is because Zeal counts his steps a half a step later than I do, and he says it's 20 steps, so that's 21 and a half for me. So this looks like it didn't work, right? And that we're going to get into this battle, but that's because this screen has higher danger. When we get into this screen, you see the danger incrementation updates, and now we're going to pass under it. Yeah? So 20 steps did the trick, and that was just fine. If we get the fight, like, all the way back here, say... Alright. So we got the fight all the way back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and a half. This time, because we had to spend so many extra frames in that higher danger incrementation area, the same number of steps did not clear under this encounter, and you get a fight here. So there you go. That right there is exactly why on a spot like this, on a step route like this, if you get the battle further back, you have to take more steps, even though that's counterintuitive, because taking more steps puts you further behind. So what my rule of thumb is here is if Cloud's pixels, if any of Cloud's pixels are touching this bridge here, or better, we get to do the Jaywalk. So this is a strategy that that J-Rod came up with, which is just a way easier way to do the steps here. So I call it Jaywalking. If you got the battle either touching, Cloud's pixels were touching that bridge or better, then you can actually just run all the way out of this screen. And then instead of running through this screen, just walk through this entire screen. And this is the Jaywalk. So you go right, upright, into up. And there you go. There's your steps that that perfectly cleared this encounter. So as you saw, if you're about right here, you can still just take like what I would call 20 and a half. But if you're back here, you should probably take 21. You know, a little bit back, you should probably take 21 and a half. Right back here, you should probably take 22. Let's kind of take like an extreme example here and get the fight way back here. And let's see what happens if we take 22 dash steps. So what I would generally do just to make the steps a little bit easier is I would run down here and up here, and I would start the steps right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. Did that work? And that worked. So there you go. So I would say if you want to be safe and you're getting the fight like back here, that's 22 steps. If you're further back than that, I would go practice Reno stairs. But yeah, I mean 23 if you're further back than that. Any more than 23 and you're looking at some problems.